Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the survival series. Real quick, I want to point out that last video did really well for some reason, which is absolutely amazing. I'd like to give a warm welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you all very much for the support. Today we're going to be doing a whole lot of other stuff on the base once again. We have a lot of really cool builds like this one right here, our Nether Wart farm. Other than that, the rest of the world kind of is unfinished. So in the last episode we finished up Potion Lab 2.0. That was a project that was unfinished for a very long time. Today I want to be able to get that thing decorated and finished. And if you've been following the series, you'll know that the mountain that we built to cover up the Nether Wart farm is kind of open at the other end. So yeah, today's going to be a little bit more of a building episode. We're going to be doing a little bit of technical stuff at the very end, dealing with ender porters, but other than that, let's get straight to it. Alright, let's take a step back and take a look at what we did so far. I kind of have a feeling this isn't going to look so great, but this looks better, definitely, because we've covered up the potion lab. But this definitely does need work. I mean, that wall behind me is kind of bland. So I want to play around with the new moss blocks and just see if we can throw some moss blocks up there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it looks better. Let's go ahead and do the other side, actually, and see what that looks like. I think that it actually does look pretty good. It's still not finished, but as a hill, I think it looks better. I could get some leaves and stuff and just, like, make some droopy parts all over this. I could probably put that in and see what that looks like. All right, and here's the big reveal. It's just looking like a mess, I think. The random blocks here and there don't really seem to be cutting it, so I'll just get rid of them. Yeah, I'm not really too good with foliage. Definitely need more practice with that. As for the right side, I'm definitely going to leave it just like that. I think that looks pretty decent. Let's go ahead and move on to something else. So this is actually the top of an elevator. It's hidden in the floor there. We'll go ahead and pop down to the bottom here if you haven't seen this yet. Yeah, that's how it works. Other than that, it doesn't really have a purpose, but I haven't really finished this room. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Just need to put in some glowstone and some other decoration stuff here. I'm also going to put trapdoors below this because I think that looks nice. Wow, that looks pretty bad, I think, because there's no indication that this is an elevator shaft. I was actually thinking at one point that I was going to make kind of a staircase going up from here up to the platform up top, which is all the way up there. I don't really know if I want to do a staircase or like an elevator or something going all the way up there, but as for right now, it's just kind of a purposeless room. You know what, let's do what we do best here and just ignore it and move on to something else. Wait, what? Alright folks, this is the very last fire resistance potion that we have. So let's go ahead and fire up the now finished Potion Lab 2.0. This is something that we finished up last episode. It is fully functional, but it is looking kind of plain right now. That doesn't really matter though. So let's just go ahead and brew up our potion. It is magma cream, and we're going to add, lengthen it for 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and run it and see what the heck happens. I'm actually always scared to run this thing because it could just screw up at any point. Oop. Look at that. There went the potions, and you can kind of see them coming up at the top there. I think that they're going to come and fall right in this spot. Yep, that's working, but that doesn't look right. Those are water bottles. Oh, mundane potions. Wait, what? 3 brewing stands must have crapped up somewhere. I don't know what happened. One thing I can do is perform a flush of the system, and what that does is it should reload every single one of the brewing stands, and all of those things should be coming over here. If we did this right, this should all be water bottle. Oh no. Yeah, so what's happening is the potion ingredients are going in the same spot the water bottle is going in. They're like randomly brewing mundane potions. I'm noticing there's a lot of empty spaces. There should be bottles filling up this entire thing. Here's the circuit for detecting if there's enough bottles, and that chain just goes across. I mean, so there should be water in this. Oh, I think I know what's going on. So one of these are probably getting powered. Yeah, this block right here. This block is getting powered by our freaking detection circuit here. And we need to replace this with a slab or something so this hopper doesn't get stuck. Ugh, man, redstone in survival sucks. Yeah, that hopper's now running, even though there's redstone running on top of it. So that's working, I think. Okay, that looks like that has worked. What is definitely an issue is the brewing part. So let's go ahead and brew up another batch of this fire resistance. And there we go, it appears to have worked flawlessly. So yeah, our new system has some teething issues. It does work, but there are some occasional bugs that we have to go in there and to solve. But other than that, it's working pretty well, I guess. You know, there's actually one other thing that I kind of haven't really done yet. It's just such a minor thing, but it's kind of unprofessional when I look at it, besides also these torches that are just sitting around here. But if you look up at the ceiling, there is part of a mountain right above our storage room. Talk about unprofessional, that needs to go. So real quick here, I'm just going to tear it out and we'll see how much better it looks. So let's take a look at our new hill over there, and I think that is actually looking pretty good, even though we have that torch lighting there. Yeah, it is such a small thing, but doing that hill up there makes such a difference. And yeah, we also have the azalea tree there. That looks kind of nasty in my opinion. I might just rip it out and replace it with like one of these pruned oak trees. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, shall we? Alright, so I've been going around and kind of just patching things up here and there, and I actually think this is looking really nice now. So I've gone ahead and put in moss blocks and azalea bushes all the way around this place and over top of this, and as you can see I added in little dormers or whatever you call these things to house little windows, which I think look pretty good in my opinion. Still, I want to do something about this. I don't really like the look of just straight oak wood, especially not that much of it. I mean, oak is nice, but we got to break it up a little bit somehow. But anyway, this is probably a finished project in my opinion. Now over here, this is an unfinished project. Oh, by the way, I also cleaned out this area here. So now we can like fly into this part of the base. Oops, that scared the crap out of me. Yeah, so this spot right here, we can fly in and out of with our elytra. I'll just demonstrate that real quick because why not? So it's pretty easy to see this from a distance. We can fly around and a little bit unfinished. Maybe I'll like make a landing pad or something here. But that will allow us to get into the east side of the base pretty easily. Eventually, I might put in some paths along this grassy area here. I'm not really too sure what I'll do here, but it's looking a little bit flat in my opinion. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out the rest of this. I actually did do a lot of work off camera, just making this place look better. Not too sure if I like the iron blocks behind here. I actually had gray concrete as opposed to iron blocks and red terracotta in the front here. But this is looking way better than it did before. Mostly because it was empty before, so yeah, this is definitely an improvement. I also ended up fixing lots of problems with the potion lab off camera. There's little tiny things like, it's just too complicated to get into, but I've fixed all the problems off camera, and this thing is working flawlessly. And we have all of the different potions sorted out now, so we have actually got fire resistance potions in the spot that says fire resistance, as opposed to like just put in a random chest like we've been doing. Let's talk about this front panel really quick here. I actually did change the layout a little tiny bit. I have a little hole here, and there is hidden lighting behind this. Well, soon to be hidden lighting. I haven't put it in quite yet. And I want to put a lectern right here. This is actually one of the things I haven't used yet in this game. So that way we'll be able to figure out what recipes we need to plug into the front panel of this thing, which we do over here. I can't really memorize them all. That'll save me from having to look these things up online. And there's a couple more things about this. You'll see a ladder behind me here. That is to restock the system with water bottles and with ingredients. And over here is redstone access. Let's just go ahead and check out both of those real quick. This is the redstone access spot, so we can get to all of the redstone, because after all, I've covered up the rest of it so that it looks nice in the front. We can get to pretty much everything that we need to get to from here. And if we pop around the front here and go up this ladder, we can see a kind of unfinished spot right here. And yeah, there's an endermite in there somewhere. I don't know where he is. But as you can see, this is how we restock the system. Oh my goodness, that endermite is getting on my nerves. Right, so this area is where we restock everything. There are droppers for each item, as well as 2 custom item droppers, which we can put in any potion ingredient. So maybe we might figure out we need, a bunch of potions of leaping, and then we put a bunch of rabbit feet in here. And then we'll still have another slot here for some more potion ingredients. And then over here we have bottle storage, which is empty, but we can refill the system. Yes, we can refill the system with water bottles. As you can see, we are actually stocked up. So what you do is you come up to this water source block and you fill your inventory with a bunch of filler items. Then you can hold down right click on the bottles and all of your filled water bottles go into this kind of storage area right there. And eventually they will trickle down into these chests and fill them up. If we do run out of water bottles, there is some extra redstone here that detects that and turns off these lights and sounds this little thing over here. Alright folks, before we wrap up here for today, I want to at least start a new project, which we're going to do most of the work on next episode. So in this back corner of our main storage room, well obviously this is pretty unfinished, I want to put a map right here of the entire island. This is an island after all that we are living on, so I want to put a map here of that whole thing, and we'll be able to see all the big projects that we have on the island. And over here, I want to put an ender porter station. So this thing is an automatic sugarcane farm. It's one of the very earliest things that we built on this survival series, but we don't need it anymore because after all we have a ginormous sugarcane farm off in the distance over there. But yeah, I can go ahead and tear this whole thing out and repurpose it as an ender porter hub. I am dying. Alright folks, it's been a couple of minutes here and I've gone ahead and cleared out that, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? I think these axolotls are swimming up to the top here, jumping out and taking damage, so if one of them dies, it's not my fault. Anyway, yeah, I've gone ahead and cleared out the farm that was over here, and I have installed this kind of ugly thing as well as this over here. So this used to be just a bare stone wall, and eventually I'm going to put a map here. These 4 blocks right here are just there because I ran out of shroom lights. So yeah, we're just running out of materials all over the place. I ran out of this quartz, and we are also out of concrete. I was actually going to use gray concrete for the back here, but green is what I had the majority of. So anyway, what this is, you might recognize from my previous video on ender porters. There's an ender porter right here, or at least this is a spot where I plan on putting one. And all of these buttons are going to be hooked up to ender porters, which I plan on putting all around our base. So eventually I want to have this place hooked up as like a main central hub, and from here we can access every other place in the world without having to use the nether hubs at all. Oh my goodness, they keep doing that. Although the nether is, oh my... You didn't see anything. So I don't think this is going to make the nether obsolete entirely. There are still plenty of places where I just don't want to have to hook up a ender porter connection to, because after all, ender porters, they're not just like you can plop them down anywhere. You actually have to run a physical redstone line coming from one of these buttons all the way out thousands of blocks to the ender porter, which you want to link up to. So I kind of anticipate we won't be hooking up to too many of these ender porters, but anyway, that's just a logistics issue for another time. But anyway, folks, that's going to have to be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Next episode, we're going to be working on at least a couple of the ender porters in our list here. I want to get one going out to the mesa, one of them going out far enough so that we can get some of the new terrain as well, because we are still missing some of the 1.17 blocks. And I also want to get this map wall set up. That is definitely something I want to do in the next episode. But anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.